Hello, friends. This is Ghalib Kamal, and you are watching me on my YouTube channel. Today, I have a very special person with me. He is basically an Turkish ex-Muslim, and he runs Ex Muslim of Ex Muslim of Norway, and he is currently residing in Norway. And basically, he's an ex-Muslim for such a long time, and you might also be following his page on Facebook. Uh, that is basically Ex Muslims of Norway. So, Jamal, will you please introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, Ghalib. Thank you for having me. My name is Cemal K, Yucel, and I'm from Turkey. I was born and raised in a conservative Sunni Muslims family in Turkey, in the middle of Turkey, and I have been indoctrinated with the same fundamental teachings of Islam, like any other children of Muslim families. And in my young age, I was very active with the Islamic movement. Its name is Milli Görüş. It is like the same movement like Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt.
Okay.
In this time, our today's president of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, was only one city leader, Istanbul leader. He was not in high position. I was very active Islamist young boy. Like today, I'm active in different side, opposite side.
Now you are now an ex-Muslim, and you are running an ex-Muslim organization that is having a very good impact as well. So, one question, let me ask you: how many of the Turkey's population is Shia, and how much is Sunni?
I have no full data, but it is 90% of them is Sunni.
Okay, so there are extremists also in Turkey who want to bring Sharia law to Turkey.
Yes, they have been there all these years, But today is a little bit different. Today they are more outspoken. After Erdogan's rule, since 2002, I think, 18 years,
they have become powerful.
Yes, and they have their own channels. They are freely. They say they want Sharia, and they are not afraid anymore. Because before it was difficult for them to speak freely and say what they want.
So let's say one of these people gets their hands on you. So what will they do to you? One of these extremists.
Of course, they will kill me, or they will do that. But they don't know me. They don't know about me much because of I'm running a Norwegian ex-Muslim organization in Norwegian language and English, But we have other ex-Muslims, Turkish people who live in the West. They are running with Turkish language. They have YouTube channels, and they are criticizing Islam. They get a lot of threats, death threats. And even somebody said they will come. They know where they live. They will find them. But we have to be careful all the time. And because of in Turkey, a lot of Islam critics have been killed in the past. Especially in the 1990s, it was a black year for Turkey because of all our most intelligent ex-Muslim writers, outspoken persons, have been assassinated and killed. For example, Turan Dursun, he was one mufti, one imam, leader of imams. And in the 1980s, he left Islam and he started to write books about Islam. He didn't criticize much. He just asked questions in his books. And he served all absurdities in the hadiths, in the Quran, and everything to the public. This was enough reason to kill him.
Okay,
and so like these persons, a lot of we had before, but today in Turkey, almost no outspoken ex-Muslims.
So,
This I have to say.
so
Yeah.
this is about the activists. So if there is a normal person who says that he is not a Muslim anymore, so is he also in danger in living in Turkey, or they are not in danger?
It's up to where he or she living,
Okay.
which side of Turkey, which communities, and who which friends they have.
Mm-hmm.
In Turkey, um, actually, there are a lot of atheists people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even pool data showing last year that uh, atheist people is rised 3%.
3%.
Yeah, in last 4 or 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
3% is a lot for
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot.
Turkey, because then 3 million, like,
Yeah,
who
yeah, yeah, yeah.
who identify themselves as atheist.
Uh-huh.
But even this pool, we believe it's a lot more than this,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
because in Turkey is deism, deist,
Deism. Yeah, yeah,
deist
deist.
people is much more than atheist people,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
they are rising really faster, because in the
Okay,
first
okay.
step, when people leave Islam, they don't leave the God, they leave
Yeah, yeah.
Allah, the Arabic God, the God
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Arabs, but
Yeah, yeah.
they continue to believe one God,
Mm-hmm.
and they are a lot. And we have in other side agnostics, because this pool
Yeah, yeah.
didn't show us who they included in the pool. They
Yeah,
say only
exactly. Of the
atheist
non-believer.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but non-believer is, I believe, you know in Turkey, minimum 50%, I'm sure of that. 50% of people don't want Sharia, more than
Yeah, yeah,
50.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And
exactly, exactly.
they are like these people, but they are not realize, or they don't know actually that they are deist.
Mm-hmm.
They think they are Muslims
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they
yeah,
believe
yeah.
one God.
But they
Okay,
don't believe in
Allah. Yeah,
Islam. Yeah.
yeah. No, they're not practicing. One pool showed us. It is made it by religious affair department
Mm-hmm.
of Turkey,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and pool says 92% of Turkish people never read the Quran in Turkish language.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Can you
So
believe that?
this means in Turkey, Islam is not that strong.
No,
It
no.
is, and it is very fast. It is going down.
Yes, I believe that it is not strong in the public, but they are
Yeah.
now getting stronger and stronger in the state departments.
Mm-hmm.
When you have
Mm-hmm.
one Islamist leader
Mm-hmm.
who ruled Turkey in last 18 years, then
Mm-hmm.
it it
Yeah,
is
yeah, exactly.
it is it is normal to think or see. We are witnessing that
Mm-hmm.
schools and all state departments is getting more and more religious.
Yeah, exactly.
Even before,
So
when I was in school, even the primary school, we uh, we uh, we sing it, this songs of freedom, songs of
yeah, yeah.
laicite.
Uh-huh.
But today they are singing of jihad,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
about jihad.
So
So it is, one thing is dangerous in Turkey, I believe, that uh, we have a new generation
mhm.
who raised, born and raised uh, under the rule of Erdogan.
Erdogan. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
when they
Erdogan.
were 5 years old when Erdogan come to the power. Today
Mhm.
they are 23 years old,
So
and they
these
have been
people don't know.
brainwashed. Yes.
Yeah, 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 yeah. These people don't know. These people think that being very Islamic and thinking about Sharia law and all of these women rights and all of these things in a negative way is like the good way to go forward. But they don't know what freedom means. So, in a way, Erdogan has kind of brought Turkey into the past
Yeah.
instead of going ahead. So, this is a dangerous thing which is there. But as you can see, about our movement in Pakistan, like how we are running this free thinker movement in Pakistan now, and there are now thousands of people, maybe even in hundreds of thousands, who identify themselves as non-believers or maybe free thinkers. So what do you think, like, can you compare, like, at one point you thought that maybe Turkish movement was very young and now it is coming a little bit mature, or it is growing up now. So, like, along with this time, there were a lot of difficulties for you, like so many people had died. But what do you think, even after all of this, atheism is still growing in Turkey, and people are becoming atheist and non-believer day by day. So, do you think even countries like Pakistan have hope that one day, like Turkey, we are also going to grow in number? So, what do you, because
You know, first of all, about Turkey before Pakistan. When I'm talking about Turkey, people can understand with two different ways.
Mhm.
That sometimes people think, "Oh, it's going very bad," when
Yeah,
they
yeah,
hear me, but it's not actually.
yeah,
It is it have two sides, and I
yeah,
strongly believe that in Turkey, Islam can never win.
yeah, 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 yeah,
It can only win in some small part of Turkey,
yeah.
in the middle of Turkey, maybe a little bit the east of Turkey. In Turkey, even this generation I'm talking about, who rise up under the Erdogan rules,
Yeah, yeah.
they are questioning, because of today we are living in the enlightenment
Information.
information age.
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
it is impossible that people cannot hear who are ex-Muslims, or what they are saying.
yeah. Exactly,
And they
exactly.
do that.
Mhm.
And they are questioning. I cannot change any Muslim to become atheist,
Yeah,
but
exactly,
I
exactly.
can help them to question
Yeah,
things in their religion, and go and
yeah, yeah,
search
exactly.
and decide self. It happened to
Yeah,
me.
exactly.
I was an
Yeah, yeah,
Islamist.
exactly.
In this time, even we hadn't so much like social media, Wikipedia. Even we haven't computers at home
Yeah,
in this
exactly.
time. But
In
we
90s,
heard,
in Pakistan
because
also, it was same for me.
yeah, and critics were there. And the critics, when we heard them, what they are saying, in the first we say, "Oh, they are lying. They are
Yeah, yeah,
crazy
yeah.
people. They are lying about Islam." We get angry.
Mhm, mhm.
We felt insulting. They are
Yeah, yeah,
insulting us.
yeah, yeah.
But later, it come one point that you cannot just deny. You
Yeah,
have
exactly.
to look your books. Is it right that they are saying or not?
Yeah, exactly,
And this
exactly.
happened to every ex-Muslim, and now it is happening faster. And in
Yeah,
Turkey too. So deism is rising, atheism is rising. Although they are like they have no freedom. They are attacked by both state and the people. For
yeah,
example, a lot of charges against Twitter and Facebook users in Turkey.
yeah,
For
exactly,
for
exactly.
example, and by only a month ago, one man sentenced 18 months prison because of he wrote on tweet that Muhammad had a mental illness.
Okay.
Muhammad
18
cannot be
months.
an normal person. He have to have
But still,
mental
it's
illness.
still it's better than Pakistan, because they
Yes,
will
of course,
kill you for blasphemy in Pakistan. Death
of
sentence.
of course. I'm talking about the most secular, Muslim
Yeah, yeah,
country.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Turkey
yeah,
even
yeah, yeah. Because
have
Turkey is very secular.
charges, and
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
one writer one poem.
Mhm.
Some says it's from Ibn Khaldun,
Mhm.
11th century's
Yeah, 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 yeah.
poet.
Yeah.
It says, you say, wait, I can read to you. It says, you say rivers of wine flow in heaven. Is
Mhm.
heaven a pub to you? You
Yeah.
say two virgins, huris, waiting each believer there. Is heaven a brothel to you?
Yeah, yeah,
Brothel.
exactly, exactly,
And
exactly.
even for this, he's a well-known artist. He get
Yeah.
1 year prison.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like these things happen every day. And but still, we are now. I have more hope about Turkey, because I believe Turkey will remove even Islam from.
Yeah, these laws as well.
Yeah, it will happen. Because of before, Islamic movement and Muslims acted like they were victims all
Yeah,
these years,
exactly.
last
Yeah, yeah,
100
yeah.
years, they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
victim, and they had a lot of victim cards, like hijab. They want hijab in the schools, and they get it now. They get it
Mhm.
even in the primary school, and a
My
lot of
God.
other things. And when you are a victim, then you get support from all over. Even
Yeah,
the
exactly.
socialist people supported some of them,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and they get the power now. And now even the Muslims watching and seeing what these Muslim Islamists actually doing the country. There are more
Mhm.
corruption. There are more corruption and unjust. A lot of journalists, writers in the prison. So
Uh-huh.
even they are questioning today Islam movement. So it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
happening, and I'm sure that Islam will go into the garbage box of the
Yeah,
history
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly.
in the near future in Turkey. But
Yeah.
what about Pakistan? It will be more difficult.
Yeah, it will
It
be
will
very
take
dangerous and
more
difficult.
time. Yes,
Yeah, yeah. Exactly,
because
exactly.
of they have no experience with the secularism,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
unlike Turkey. And there are. I believe
It's going to take some time. It's
it
going
is.
to take some time.
Yeah, but I believe that all activists from Pakistan is more have more
In danger.
courage, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
are in more danger than
yeah, yeah,
any other Muslim countries. I believe that
yeah.
because of
Exactly.
people are forgetting Pakistan. They think Iran and Saudi
Yeah, yeah,
Arabia is danger, but I have a lot of Pakistani friends,
yeah, yeah.
and I know some of ex-Muslims who are now in prison the last six
Yeah,
years.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I know how is that, and we have world have been witness to mob killings.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. In the case of
And
Mashal Khan, Mashal
yeah,
Khan, there was a professor who was killed last year, like who was killed for just organizing a music party at school. So this teacher was
mm,
killed. Like
mm,
this is how bad the situation is, and rest, there are many things that we cannot talk about, but you know about them, and I also know about these things.
yeah,
So things are very difficult in Pakistan right now. But I have kind of a hope now that we are talking on YouTube, we are talking through Facebook. There is a large secular community on Twitter as well. There, some of the Pakistani activists as well who have done a lot of work, even more work than me, and they are doing great work right now as well.
mm.
Many of them are behind the curtain. Myself, I am also behind the curtain. I cannot come in front right now, but maybe that day will come very soon when we will be able to talk in
Uh,
front of a camera freely.
mm.
So
And
things
Ghalib,
are
just
moving forward.
I want to add a little bit that you are saying. I'm totally agree with you, and I want to say again that hope is there, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
will
hope is
be
still there.
changing in Pakistan too, of course. Because
Yeah, of
if
course.
you continue with this and others do the same,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course change will happen. Change
yeah,
will happen,
exactly.
and it's coming. Before, in 20, 30 years ago, it was only some forums,
Yeah,
and who
exactly.
knows the forums,
No one knows.
just a few people who are very interested to search
Yeah,
forums. They find things there and discuss it. But today, YouTube, you are there, we are here,
yeah,
and
yeah,
a lot of ex-Muslims from every country, especially in the West,
yeah,
and this will change the world.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
So I'm very happy for that. And if the other ex-Muslims who are hearing us, if they decide and if they contribute a little bit
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
with one page, fake ID, no problem,
yeah, yeah,
or whatever, then they will distribute or contribute to the enlightenment age
yeah, yeah,
in
exactly.
Islam.
In the
And
Islamic
it's
world.
happening.
Yeah,
It's happening today.
it's
Before
happening.
30 years ago, it was only few persons, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were in danger. They were targeted. But
yeah, yeah,
today,
yeah.
they cannot target just one or two. They have to target a lot of many thousand people on social medias. Yeah, it will. It's not only hope. Even it is a guarantee, but
Yeah,
it
yeah,
will
yeah,
take time in some places more than other places. But it
yeah,
is
yeah.
happening, and we are lucky. Not like the Christian people, like who have to fight in 400 years, 500
yeah,
years
exactly,
ago,
exactly. Yeah,
and they hadn't internet, Wikipedia, but they did it.
yeah,
But
they did it.
today, although a lot of states like Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, even blocking and want to stop,
But they cannot stop
but they cannot. We
because
find
people are using proxy, people are
yeah,
using VPN, people are doing everything that they want to stop them from.
yes. You know,
So,
I mentioned it, the Turan Dursun, one writer. He was a mufti who have been
mhm,
killed. You know,
mhm.
his books today selling more than 30 years ago.
Yeah,
His
exactly,
books
because there
still
are so many
selling.
people who want
Yes,
to learn from him.
yes. He waking a lot of people still,
Yeah, exactly.
and that
So
you are
one
doing.
other
That we
thing.
are doing.
So one other thing. Now in this coronavirus outbreak, so what is happening in Turkey? Are people questioning religion now? Because if you go to a mosque, you will be spreading coronavirus now. So are the mosques closed in Turkey? Are people scared of going to mosques? Or what are the mullah saying? Because there are so many funny things from the mullahs coming in Pakistan.
It's
And
the
how
same.
is the situation there? How is the situation there?
It's almost the same. You know, Muslims people, the religious, especially conservative Muslims, are hypocrite.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
they don't want to go mosque itself. You know, they don't.
Yeah.
But in the same time, they say it like. I have to translate this word because of the. It was funny. They said takdir. You know, takdir.
Takdir,
Yeah.
takdir. Yeah, I know takdir. Everyone
Uh,
in Pakistan knows takdir.
yeah.
So,
You like you have to get your like you have to get everything secure. You have to do
yeah.
everything to not get this virus, and
Yeah.
takdir is from Allah.
Yeah.
It
So
it
they are saying that you have to follow all the precautions and then takdir is from Allah.
yeah, it is
So
so
if you
stupid.
don't follow the precautions, then takdir is not from, like,
Yes,
takdir will be different.
and in Turkey,
Yeah.
even you know, Turkey is very special right now. They say it under 20 years old, people
Mhm,
under 20 years old, and people over 60 years old or 65
mhm.
cannot go
Yeah.
outside. It's like
Yeah,
forbidden.
because it is dangerous for the young people too. Why? Because their immune system is very
Yeah,
active, so coronavirus can use their immune system against them. That's why young people are also dying. So over 65, we have a friend in Turkey right now. So his he was also told to stay inside. So thankfully he is going to move out of Turkey. That is a good thing.
but
So
they said it is like more than 900 people died in Turkey.
yeah.
And when states say more than
Yeah.
900, like 920 or something like this, people died, and then
Mhm.
we have to think it is more than 2000, I believe.
Yeah.
You
So in
know,
Pakistan. Yeah, in Pakistan, people are not believing that this virus is going to kill them. So, yesterday, one province chief minister told us that in Pakistan, the infection rate is 20%. It is the highest in the world, 20%. So, in Pakistan, so many people are going to die. Why? Because this virus was brought from Iran by the Zairine that went to visit different sacred places in Iran, Shia sacred places, and then by the Tablighi Jamaat, the international Tablighi Jamaat that has the that is operated from India. And Maulana Tariq Jamil is in Pakistan. He is also like connected with Tablighi Jamaat. So Tablighi Jamaat is spreading coronavirus in Pakistan and also in India. Even one gathering that happened in Lahore took the people who were there in that gathering, took the virus to Malaysia, Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Nepal, even Palestine. They took the virus. So I think when this is going to happen, I hope it does not happen that so many people die in Pakistan. But when people are going to die at the end, people are going to question these mullahs that because of masjid and because of your tabligh, so many people have been affected by coronavirus. So I think in the Islamic world, people are also going to question Islam because of this virus and so many people dying. So this is what I wanted to also discuss with you. So do you think in Turkey also this is going to have this kind of effect?
of course, I'm sure that after coronavirus, even this will make some doubts inside the
Yeah.
head of the some
Yeah,
believers.
exactly.
because it's a good topic to discuss, actually, existing of
exactly.
God and the virus.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
but Islam is very hypocritical religion in the writings too. Like Muhammad, what he said a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
things.
yeah.
It is one thing here, one thing there,
Yeah, in Medina he was very peaceful. In Makkah he was in Makkah he was very peaceful, but in Medina he was a, he was a tyrant. He was a very evil man who killed so many people in Medina. But in Makkah he was like this guy who was like very 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 peaceful. He was not giving threat to anyone,
Yes,
like that.
and about the disease, I want to say that now I hear that Muslims say like they are washing their hands and like making what's this ritual washing.
Yeah.
Look, we have right, but they don't understand. It's not helping. In Turkey, everybody
Yeah.
go and making ritual washing with the cold water,
Yeah.
without any soap. They call
Yeah,
this
because
washing. This is not the washing.
yeah.
It's not killing any virus. And the other
soap is
side,
soap is the soap is the main thing. If you
main
don't
thing.
use soap, then virus is going to be alive and it's going to kill you.
Yep.
So if you don't use soap, then it's not helping.
Yes.
So this wuzu is not helping.
Wood is not helping, and wood is
Yeah.
it's not washing. Wood is just like you be wet,
Just
wet
be
in
wet.
your hand.
Yeah.
But and Muhammad said, anybody who dies with because of disease is martyr.
Yeah. This
You know
is
that?
what they are using in Pakistan as well.
Yeah,
This is what
and
they are
this is
saying in
dangerous
Pakistan.
thing. This is dangerous
Yeah.
thing. And the other side, another hadith say, Muhammad said that if a disease in one city, you have to not go there, and nobody have to come here. They use that like this is the miracle of Muhammad. Say, look, he knew it. My friend, disease were many 100 years before Muhammad. And they put all the people who had the disease outside of the cities, in Christian people too.
Lepers.
So it was well-known thing, but Muhammad is exposing self with another hadith. In another hadith, he say that disease cannot go from one to another.
Yeah,
we
because
have
in
one.
Bible, if you read Bible, the lepers who have their skin problem, skin
Yeah,
falls out.
right.
They were in Bible. It's mentioned in the Gospels that they were kept outside the city. That what you are telling. So
Yeah.
they knew that sick people have to be separated from the healthy people. So it is no miracle coming from Muhammad. Muhammad is just copying those people who were saying before him that sick people should be separate from the healthy people. So they knew all these things.
Yeah, and like I say, why I say Islam is a hypocritical religion, because of there are a lot of things, and some Muslims, especially who defending Islam and earning money from,
Yeah.
like imams and mullahs, they say one hadith from from Bukhari, but they're jumping over another hadith, because Muhammad said different things in different time, and this is like crashing with each other, two different things. So there is no miracle of Muhammad. People have to wake up to the now and think their health, and not go outside and gathering with other people. It's a virus. It have nothing to do with the religion.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to receive all the notifications. You can also support me on Patreon. The link to Patreon is in the description. If you help me on Patreon, it will be much easier for me to continue my work and spread this message to a greater number of people.